Welcome to the show. I'm Juice Ortiz, and today I have the one and only Pucket! Jeffrey Puckett is an inline speed skater who fell out of the sport after reaching the world-class level in the early 2000s. Since then, the man has cauterized resiliency on his heart and in his mind, and now requires from himself a life that inspires others. It's time to require to inspire with Pucket. Let's juice it up.
Oh yes, I love having fun. Yeah, most definitely. I took me some good hammer gel, had me a little bit of heat, and I ran that sucker as fast. I had kind of a bad meet, so I was like, you know what? We're gonna hammer this 50. It's gonna be a 9 second 50. And so I tried my best to make sure every lap was nine and under for 50 laps. Yeah, it was Dave has an amazing venue, amazing meet every year. This year was the same way. So if you wasn't able to catch it, anybody that wants to watch it, it's amazing if you're able to look it up on YouTube. But the 50 laps, we had two lines and they had 24 people. So I actually drew in the final in the 30 lap, the world class final, I drew 24. So I was the last person in line. So I drew 24. At first I was like, man, I was kind of like, and I'm like, shut up, Puckett. Just just have fun. Just go out there, have fun. So I went out there and I got to the front. I ended up getting third in the race, but it was crazy. I started 24th and I got to the front with about 10 to go. But yeah, we had a 15, a 5, and the 30, and then we had a 50 lap. And then the 50 lap, I just tried to go just the 9 second rule. The 50 lap is a 9 second rule. You got to try to hit 9 seconds. I was just gonna say, yeah, indoor skating is definitely something to watch. I love indoor skating. Well, I'm 37. I usually race down with the younger guys, or I'll be 37 in August, but I'm 36. But I'm pushing 37. But I usually race down with the younger generation. Not only because I like to compete, and I like it hard, and they're not gonna give me any slack. But anytime that I'm doing well enough to run with them, or vice versa, it's kind of a learning experience for them. So it's always I'm always learning, never stop learning. But they're super fast, they're super talented, and if there's anything I can rub off on them, because I'm not gonna be able to skate forever. So something that they can use for their later ability, or when we get to nationals, I pretty much skate my own division unless it's outdoor. I'll skate world class, because of the placements and stuff like that. But uh yeah, yeah, outdoor nationals. But like indoor, I'll skate my division, and then I'll race around with them in some of the relays and stuff like that, or maybe like some of the other things they have going on, or other leagues they have or something. So you'll have the younger divisions, and they'll be 2 years apart. So from the younger divisions, from all the little guys, from the tiny tots, all the way up. It'll be two. Yeah, preschool, kindergarten, so like 4 to 5, and then you'll have the primaries 6, 7, juvenile 8, 9, elementary, 10, 11, freshman 12, 13, uh, sophomore is gonna be 14, 15, junior 16, 17, senior is gonna be 18 to 25. This is all indoor, and then from 25 to 35 is gonna be like classic, or 25 to 30 will be classic, 20 or 30 to 35 will be grand classic, and then you'll end up master. That's where I'm at, and then it goes on 5 year increments to older divisions, and then outdoor is going to be more like 12 and under, and then it's going to be 13 to 17, and then it'll be 18 and older, and then you'll have the master division after that. Yeah, I like racing. I like racing down. All right, so um, I skated when I was little all the time. Always skated, always skated. So I was always skating. I came from a rough spot. I come from Shreveport. Shreveport's kind of it can be it can be a little rough at times. So yeah, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah, I got you. For everybody that don't know, it's out of Louisiana. It's a little all of Louisiana is pretty much rough though. If you live there, it's fun to visit, but when you live there, it gets a little hectic. So, I skated. I love skating. That was my outlet. And then I skated all the way up to high school. My big thing was like, hey, go to nationals, put some pressure. So Renee, uh, Team Florida coach, Miss Renee, no, she wasn't my coach. She was the coach of all the people that I was trying to compete with. So my big thing was to be able to compete with like Joey Mantilla. He was pretty much the guy that him and Paul. They got a guy named Paul Fitzpatrick, amazing athletes. So I set my sights on being competitive at that level with them. Yeah, so it's like them, Will Bowen, some of these other competitive guys. Uh, that's who I wanted to race. That's who I want to race, and that's who I wanted to to beat, not just race, but I wanted to win. And so I knew like, hey, if I could go out there and I took like 2 years, I got real focused when I was around 13 years old. Um, my mom and dad, they were kind of into other things. So I was like, man, I gotta get focused. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to to become a champion, to be able to, like try to pick up maybe sponsors, maybe get to the next level, maybe do this, do that. So I put my heart and soul, and I ended up coming out second in Pensacola in 2001. Paul beat me, but Paul's smooth and fast, so technical. So he got me in the long race, and it ended up getting me. I lost one placement, so it ended up costing me the gold medal. And yeah, just the points. Yeah, so it cost me the gold medal overall, but I still was real happy and satisfied with my results. And then I was just anyway, life was happening after that. I didn't really get a sponsor. I made bad decisions, and then uh it was hard. I just didn't have I didn't feel like I had the funds. I probably could have, so taking that responsibility now is like, hey, you could have did more. So I had to sit down and check myself years later, like, hey, it's nobody's fault but your own fault. Uh, make good choices. Um, everything's obtainable, and surround yourself with the right people. That would be my like top three. It's first like believe in yourself. Everything's out there. There's nothing we're not short of nothing in this world. Nothing is short of. If you want it, you can go out there and you can grab it. It's 2023, man. They could probably build you an arm if they wanted to. You know what I mean? That works. So like, you could go out there and get whatever you want, and then just knowing that from back then, like I wish I'd have made better choices, but at the same time, I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't. So it's kind of neat, like how everything panned out. I would say like my coach right now, Ricky Brock, he's amazing. I would have definitely put myself around him. Fourth Lacey, D DFW Speed, based out of Dallas Fort Worth, and then Ricky Brock, and then I would he's amazing. He's super supportive. Always been supportive. Whether I wasn't even on his team. I would just go to like me and his team were pretty much like this. So I'd like go out, travel, and we'd stay at each other's houses and go play basketball and get in trouble because we shouldn't be playing basketball before we race. Uh, or playing hockey all day. Like, hey, what's wrong with your knee? Like, we hit a wall. You know, we played hockey all day. Uh, but yeah, but him, the Foot Lacey was an amazing person. I should have put myself around a little more often, and I actually got to run into him again after I moved back to Texas. So he's an amazing person. He's very supportive. Always been supportive. Um, just people and just good people in general. Put myself in the community, just the skating community in general, athletic community, uh, the digital community. Everything was turning digital back then. That would have been an avenue that I should have been more focused on, as opposed to like, now, like we could just talk right now. We could just get on here and run it. Like that wasn't a thing 20 years ago, but it was coming. It was on the way.
And we're all tied with 14 to go. 14. And Sadler, your top three. And Puckett, point plate pass gets around Stelly. They tag with 12 to go.
So I was gone from skating for a while. I didn't make the best of choices. And then I was super heavy. I got into a bad car wreck. So I got into 2016. me and my oldest son, Jax, the one that was in here earlier, we hit a wall going probably around 80, 90 miles an hour. And we slapped that wall. We totaled the truck. I didn't have a seatbelt on. He had a seatbelt on. His seatbelt broke. I held him in the seat. We rolled 3 times. The truck was flat. So my shoes were actually on the other side of the interstate, like way on the, like they flew over the middle of the interstate. So my shoes actually flew over the interstate, where it crushed my foot and just slung off. It flew out the window while we were rolling. Um, so needless to say, I gained even more weight. So I was like 220, 225 pounds, maybe 220 pounds, 215 all day long, but 220 was about where I was at. We'll just say 220. So I was 220 pounds. They had to rebuild my foot. Um, I had to, yeah, my right foot's been rebuilt. So it's got like screws in there. And they did it with glue. They put 2 screws in it after they glued it together to hold it. And that's all that's holding it together was 2 screws and a bunch of glue. They say it looked like somebody, yeah, it, I skate like, yeah, it's got 2 screws and it's glue. Like it's bonded together. They said my bone's good, but they told me it wouldn't be at first. They were like, yeah, you won't be able to skate. You won't be able to, you're not going to be able to run again. Your Achilles is severed a little. It's going to be a little rough on you. So all them years that I wasn't taking advantage of being able to run or being, all the things that I was taking for granted is, it's kind of like where the phrase came from, like, hey, I'm required to inspire somebody else that hasn't been living right or hasn't been doing right or has a hard time or been told they can't do something or thinks that they're not good enough or has a bad, situation. So that was my big thing is to be able to turn it around. And it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. I couldn't really run. It's like being able like saying, "Hey, I want to lose some weight, but I can't run." You know what I mean? Like I want to go jog, but I can't. I would call it uh I wouldn't um it actually was more of a blessing to me, like the accident. Without the accident, I might not have the underdog fire I needed to have, but I can't say it was the accident's fault because I was still the same way after the accident. So it's not, but sitting down realizing that, hey, like you're blessed for a reason, like whatever the reason is, like you didn't have a seatbelt on. Like even the ambulance picks me up and says, man, I don't know how you were in the car or got out of the car. I don't know why you were in the car and not on the other side of the interstate. So it's like we haven't seen a wreck like that and nobody walk away from it in our whole life running this truck. So yeah, so it's like I was just sitting there one day like, hey man, I gotta start. I ended up losing so I was married, I ended up losing my me and my wife didn't see eye to eye on what I was doing. So actually we split, I put a lot of effort into what I'm doing. I wouldn't change it for anything at all. But we ended up splitting up. You're gonna have people around you. It taught me how some people around you aren't really there for you, only for them. So you have to, or in my case, I would say that I had to turn around and like, like put everything here, put everything there, and go for me. Like I had to worry about me because the hardest thing is to feel like it's rough when you're a good person. So most people are good people. You feel like you're being selfish, but when you're not putting you first, you can't do anything for anybody else. And then so when you put you first, it causes problems. And people that it don't cause problem with are your real supporters because they're gonna be like, man, he's doing his thing, and I need to support him. And you're always gonna support them back, but if they're not your actual supporting you for you, then they're not gonna support you. They'll it'll be a different. It'll just turn out different because I got a boot on my foot, or you know what I'm saying. My foot won't even hold me up. So I was like, what can I do to get my foot to hold me up? So I did a lot of research. I got like I'm gonna show you. So I used to do research and I do a lot of natural stuff. And then so I would make little booklets. So I got these little booklets that I would make. I would just write them down. I would make like all these little booklets. It tells you all these little herbs. They got all these little herbs and all this kind of food that you would want to eat. And then all these little different pumps and stuff that you would do for your foot or your Achilles or your tendons or um not I don't really have to follow the ligaments and the tendon program anymore as much. But if it hurts, yeah, so if it hurts, I'll follow it a little bit, but I still have a lot of the I still like to do a lot of the herbs and stuff like that every now and then just to fit them in. Hammer Nutrition has a lot of good stuff too, so I'll do their tissue rejuvenator. If you don't like the way you feel about yourself in any type of way, whether just change it. Just like it just takes a little time. Don't get discouraged. I would just start slow, make a lifestyle change and not a diet. A lot of people do diets, and it's more of a lifestyle change. I would say just switch little things up. Like, hey, I'm not drinking soda anymore. I drink 10 sodas a week. So now I drink one soda a week. And I switch my soda with juice. And then next thing you know, it's just water and juice. And then you just jump off the juice a little bit. Hey, I'm not gonna drink orange juice a day. I'm gonna eat an orange. And then you just start switching everything out little by little. Hey, for breakfast, I'm not gonna eat cereal. I'm gonna eat oatmeal and some eggs. Or I'm gonna eat, like I'm gonna eat some steak and eggs for breakfast. So you start switching stuff out little at a time and finding out what you really like, what taste you like. You put it into your nutrition program. You go out and you jog every day. And then when you start putting everything together, you jog, you do a little bit of nutrition, and then just a little at a time, you're gonna feel better. Like that's one goal that you hit, even if it's just a mental goal. You, hey, I didn't drink no soda this week, so you'll feel better. And then I went and ran for 10 minutes. I did 20 jumping jacks. You can do 20 jumping jacks. Something's, in my opinion, is better than nothing. So just anything that you could do, any self improvement, whether it's like reading, breathing. I used to just try to work on my breathing for no reason. I couldn't even run yet, and I just be like, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't even know yet, but I'm working on it because I know I ain't gonna be able to last long when I get out here." So I would try to run, and I'd be out of breath within like 40 feet. You know what I mean? Because I was so heavy. So I was just, it's not nothing's out of grasp. It's just working on yourself little by little, and and not letting just staying having a good mind and not letting anybody talk you out of your position when you're going to the mode. Oh yeah, it's gonna take time. So I would say I would definitely say if you start slow, expect it to build. Like start slow, do one thing at a time, think long term. If you think long term, it'll last long term. If you wanna if you just just like hey, give yourself a year. Give yourself 12 months. Give yourself a year. Plan for a year. Give yourself a year, 8 months, you'll already know. You know what I'm saying? So could you repeat that? Yeah. You'll so the key, what happens is you do a little bit, but by the time 6 months gets here, you're gonna be so you're gonna fall in love with it so much, you're gonna turn 40, like 40 feet into 80 feet, 80 feet into a quarter mile, then a quarter mile into a half a mile, and then the half a mile into a mile, and you'll be like, oh, I'm running. Oh, and then you'll be like, hey, I'm gonna add some push-ups. I did 5 push-ups a day. I still can't do a pull-up, so I'll do 6 push-ups tomorrow. Then you get on the pull-up bar, and then one day, 6 months, as you're following your nutrition, you might trade out your fried food for a sandwich. And people, I don't really shy away from bread. I'm not gonna say like go ketogenic, but instead of eating a hamburger and French fries or fried chicken strips, just a sandwich with get you some chicken if you like chicken. You put you some chicken on there, put mustard on it or something, whatever it is that you eat, and then throw some whole grain bread and boom, there's you a meal with some veggies and there you go. Season them how you want and that's a whole meal for you. And then it starts to just little by little, get more progressive, and then you start enjoying it because you're looking for the other you. So you're finding it. As you find it, it gets more enjoyable. And as long as you can stay in the mindset and stay motivated, you should be fine. You know, oh yeah. That's right when I first could start walking. That's how heavy I was. Yeah, that's after the accident. So I love calisthenics. I think calisthenics are one of the most important keys to anything you do. I couldn't even barely watch this. I can't even barely keep hold it still. I'm so off balance. So I was actually 215 pounds in this video. And I couldn't do much. You see, I could only do like 5, so yeah, like I couldn't hold it. My foot would hurt. I was heavy. I was out of breath. My legs were burning. I couldn't hold the position. Like it was bad. That's an older video. Yeah, that's right when I started. That's when they were like, that was pretty much. I think that day was the week they told me that I was crazy for wanting to speed skate. Yeah, one of the surgeons was like, he kind of looked at me. He said, "Now, speed skating." I'm like, "Yes, sir. I think it's gonna be a heck of a thing." Well, I mean, I'm overweight, and I'm like, my foot's all busted up, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, and yeah, I don't think that you're gonna be able to do what you think you're gonna be able to do." And then I was like, "Well, okay." Well, I was just saying like I want to do it. And he's like, "Well, I think you need to pop your foot up." And I was like, "Well, I think y'all need to cut this cast off." Um, it's a reminder, So like when I was going through that stage and that person, it's always like I don't want to. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can run all this way. And I was like, you know what? There's people out there that can't walk. There's kids out there that'll never be able to walk. I used to do all these things every year with these kids with spinal bifida, so they couldn't really walk. And so we'd go out there and push them around, and like no matter what, I would always go out there every year. And it's just like knowing that some people don't have that opportunity, or people that passed on before us. Rest in peace, James Springer, by the way. One thing going on right now, man. James with the camera. James has got the camera. James has got the camera out. I love I love my James, man. He's got the camera out and he's coming. And he wants to talk. We're going live. I know one thing. I'm like, James, we're going live, buddy. I used to get I be I be trying to get clean. I know when I see him with the camera up before he hits the corner. I'll be over there like, all right, make sure all my stuff's on. CCN shirt, pass me my shirt, pass my shirt. As I know he's coming, man. I love James to death. Very positive person as well, inspirational person. One thing that I stand by is inspiring other people. So like he was very inspirational. I miss him. Um, so just in Spokane, just the way he walks up and he just gives me a hug. He just hugs me. He just had a lot of love to show. Just walk up, hug me up. Hey, miss you, brother. Chris is the same way. So that thought on that video is that's what I do it for. You know what I mean? That's what I do it for. Because I'm not. I usually like, hey man, you're getting a little older. You need to sit down. And I'm like, no, no, you won't. No, you will not. You're gonna go till you can't go no more. Because there's other people out there that can't do it. So I want to try to do as much as I can. And because I was off all these years. All them years I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was just sitting around. It wasn't nothing happening. So I got all them years. I feel like I should just go out there and be the best person, um, and try to do things for other people that they weren't able to do. Older. I'm getting older, and being able to accomplish things in an older level is makes me feel good. Like, hey, I didn't even know I can compete like this. Let's take it to another level. I want to turn every year in an older level, like I was a younger level. I don't want to go down. So most time they expect the older you get to come down the levels. I want to go up. Every year I want to pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Because I wasn't able to run when I first came back. It was hard. It was hard for me to try to run with the younger guys. I wasn't able to run with world class like that. I might have a good race and then I'd be out, or I couldn't have a good race. So it just This is post 30, 30 years old. Only at nationals. Yeah, I just jumped in. Just get my butt spanked. Just spank me. Just tear it up. Oh man, I got to shout out to my teammate Brian Talley. Jordan Staley, all of them were in the race. CJ Escoville. So I go out here, get on the line, and I'm like 195 pounds, and they talk me into skate nationals, and I'm like, man, I don't really want to skate nationals. I'm not ready. So I go out here and I get lapped in 10 laps. I got lapped. So in a 10 lap race, they lapped me in lap 3. I made one late pass. Yeah, it was like the third, fourth lap. They come around a lap. I was done. I couldn't hang. Couldn't hang. I just couldn't do it. I was heavy. I was tired. I was breathing hard. I was just like, y'all go get the record. Y'all go get the record. I was just waving them by. I was moving over and no, they let me finish, but I wish they would have. I was wishing they would have whistled me. They didn't even whistle me off. I'm like, man, I gotta skate this whole thing. They finished. I still had like a lap and a half at least, maybe 2. I might have 2 laps if I'm not mistaken. A little over 2 laps. That. I was like, this ain't happening next year. This is not happening in 2018. I was like, I'll take my lead. But my thing was, how many laps can I last? So I lasted a couple laps. I threw a bomb on Jordan. I love you, Jordan. Love you, Jordan Stelly. Yeah, so I threw a bomb on Jordan Stelly. That was it. Once I bombed Jordan, I kind of felt bad for him. I'm like, man, I'm really. I wonder how that looks for a whale to bomb you right now. He's probably. I need to just get out of his way. I don't want to mess his race up. But I just kind of like I threw a bomb and I was dead. It was over. Like after that, it was over with. So I just wanted to see how long I could last, like how I could feel my skates. I want to know where my frame was at, how my toes were, how I was sitting down, how my foot's gonna act, how is it gonna hurt, what I need to do, how fast these guys are, how I'm gonna feel under pressure. Can I take getting whooped? Like how am I gonna take that mentally? Can I overcome it? If I can't overcome it, then I'm not gonna be able to overcome anything else in life. So I was like, I need to be able to overcome this. Uh, I actually felt really good. I had fun. I had a great time. My oldest son, he skated. Um, I was helping some of the other kids. Some of the other kids I was helping, they did really well. I knew it was time to go home and regroup and work on me. And so that's what I did. And next year I actually won nationals. I went uh, the Grand Classic. I was skated Grand Classic the next year. I use it. I mean, I could have probably challenged that. I would have just got spanked, but it would have been cool with me. But um, yeah, I ended up winning nationals in my division the next year, so which was pretty cool to to be different. I was 145 pounds the next year when I won. Yeah, so I just went out and jogged every day, and then at the end of the year, I would just do like the calisthenics, and I would apply the skating. I would just trade out some of the cardio with skating and stationary bike. I went to the gym a lot. I love the gym I was at in Shreveport. It was nice, but it don't exist anymore. But they were really good people, so they were willing to be like, hey, you can come in, you can do this, you can do this, and it was pretty cool. Like they was on with my journey, and it was neat. I walked in the door. I just walked in one day. I was like, hey, uh, y'all don't have a swimming pool. I gotta walk in. I feel like I need to have water therapy for my foot, but I was like, do y'all got a stationary bike? And I was like, if you do, let me see what kind of bikes you got. So they had some nice swings. So I'm picky on my stationary bike. Like, as long as you got a stationary bike in an open area, I'll sign up. So they had an open area and a stationary bike. So I walked in the door and I was like, all right. It's like, they're like, well, you want another price? I'm like, I just need the paperwork. I'm gonna sign it. And I was like, I just need to get started. I just want to get started on me. So they signed me up, man, and the rest was history. Take the first step. Always try to take the first step. You can't never you can't never get there if you don't take the first step. So that's the main thing is just taking the first step. You might have to take another step. It might be a while before you take a step. You might have to regroup. But taking that first initial step is always good. Whether you backtrack, whether it don't happen, no matter what life throws at you, you took that step. So, and I mean, I have to check myself sometimes. 'Cause I'll be like, hey man, you want to do this? And I'm like, Puckett, take the first step. Just take the step. Try it out. If you lose, you lose. But I guess you can't be afraid of failing. Just take the first step. That's the main goal. It's all part. It's all part of discipline. I think losing is part of this. So how are you gonna react to your loss? Are you gonna regroup? Are you gonna go to the drawing board? Like coming up, I throw a fit. Sometimes I throw a fit losing, and that's not discipline. So when I learned to be disciplined in a loss, I learned to be disciplined in a win, in my opinion. Even when I was younger, like learning to lose discipline helped me discipline enough to win the right way and consistently. The other young man is my oldest son. So I have two boys. I have two boys. They both live with me. The 15-year-old, his name is Jaden Jax Puckett. The youngest one's Jet Alexander Puckett. Both of them pretty much got the same repertoire. So just kids. So it's more like I know that I'm the walking example. So I know that it's important. Speaking of, what's up, Jet? Yeah, I got a Jet right here. You can come in if you want for a sec. He said hi.
And Dad, I almost got to high school.
Well, you know how to get it. So I know that. Oh yeah, all we gotta do is tell him it's a challenge, and then he's on the hunt. So
I'm on this game.
okay.
Yeah, I almost got to high school because I did. I got 800 and 100.
Fist bump. So I know that I'm the walking example for them. And
Dad, you want to watch me?
go ahead. And then so I know that it's real important that I walk in a certain way and I pour back into them. So they're gonna make mistakes. I am hard. I'm a little hard on them. I don't. We get up. We make our bed. Things that I didn't have done to me that I know that I would need for the discipline or whatever.
Hey, Dad.
Uh, I wish I had a little more support. Like from some of the closer people to me. When I got to the top
Dad,
level in
are you
skating,
gonna watch me?
I was like 14 years old, and I was winning like senior opens
Dad.
when I was 14. So two 2000. Yeah, so I would actually, yeah, my 50 laps I was placing first, second. It didn't matter. Like if you raced 50 laps with me, I was gonna place first or second, unless I failed or something. But if I didn't fall, I was gonna. That was like that's my goal. If I don't win, I'm gonna be right there. Competitive. Oh yeah, we had to skate 25 people twice. We had to skate the whole 52 times
Bruh.
just to get to the final. You had to. They didn't do the race cut back then. Yeah, they didn't do no race cutting back then. Wasn't no like, hey, we're gonna run 30 for the heat. No, they didn't do that. It was just you're gonna run 50 at 6 o'clock, so you need to be on the floor at 6 o'clock or you're gonna miss your race. So that's how it was back then. And I just wish I had a little, I wish I had a little more support, but at the same time, not having the support back then has taught me how to support others. Like I have a actual story now to put out there, and I'm able to support. I'm able to be like, hey, you need to make your bed. We get up in the morning. Uh we have motivational prints on the wall that we say every morning. We'll say our prayers. I believe in prayer, so we'll say our prayers, and then we'll go on about our day. And it's starting to turn my 15-year-old around.
Come
You gotta try again.
on.
So, did you get it? Oh, it's not quite there, but you almost got it.
Come on.
But so we
No.
so we do that every day, and then if they don't want to go out, I'll try not to force them, because they're younger. So if they don't want to practice or
14.
nothing, what I'll do is I'll just add an extra. I'll go out, I'll just go skate, or I'll go do I'll go do a drill or something, or I'll go do an exercise and I'll come back, or whatever the
Bro.
case is, or I'll take them with me, or we'll go to the gym. I'll let them play basketball and I'll exercise. So that subconsciously they're seeing like, dang, when I'm playing basketball, my dad just did calisthenics. So like, hey, like do that, and then like, dang, my dad did calisthenics, and he come ran basketball with me for 30 minutes with my friends, and he didn't get tired yet, So it's like
Come
they get to see that
on.
that hard work ethic at the same time, and then we got our family time where we can spend, you know, with each other, and then I don't. It's working real good. Like the youngest one, I don't have to tell him to go to practice. He's like, "Hey, Dad, we got practice tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, get the skates, get the." Or we got. Hey, I want to skate outdoor. All right, bring me. Let's change the wheels. Let's get them changed out. So I try to implement like everything that happened to me and put it into these boys, and then just try to make us, you know, everything that I didn't learn, like investing, stuff you don't learn in school, just anything like that. Hey man, like let's put some money in here, start to get you some dividends, some mutual funds, let's get you some stuff going on. Oh man, uh, rooting the glass is amazing. Uh, I love all this stuff, but I love the glasses. The helmets are amazing. They're real good to a CCN. They take care of them. So we're all taken care of on our stuff. Hammer nutrition, amazing. Um, I love some hammer. I love hammer. So I mean, I probably tell everybody about hammer. The being as my foot. So I prefer. I love the gels. Um, I love the gels. I love the hammer bars. I love the tissue rejuvenator for my foot. So it does actually help when I'm having cause cause I'm missing some cartilage in my foot. I'm sure. You see yourself on TV. He said
No.
hi. He said hi, Jet.
Wait.
He said hi, Jet.
5 little ducks went
He said
out to play.
he wants to sing. But yeah, so the gels, tissue rejuvenator. Yeah, it's some good stuff. It really helps a lot. So if you have any kind of stuff going on with your joints, I would definitely look into that. The Duralights are really well. You could take a Duralite before an event. If you're having some tight, like if you're locking up a little bit or having some tightness, take you some Duralights, drink you some water, some heat. Uh, it'll help you. It'll help you stay loose while you're racing, or it helps me. Um, I like the heat. I like the fizz. The fizz are pretty cool. Just throw one in your water and you're good. I like to alternate, but I love their products. I love their products. The hammer bars are amazing. If I get hungry, I can just eat a hammer bar. They all taste good to me. I like them all.
Me too.
So I know you do.
Oh yeah, I ate them all the time.
So I started skating when I was like 3. I started. I didn't really go to practice till I was like 6. But but yeah, my mom skated, but I'm the only one that actually like skated on a team. But she used to skate a lot on her own. But I'm the only one that raced. Yeah, she skated a lot. But I skated. I got on the team when I was 6 years old, back in Shreveport. My dad would take me to practice. I bribed him. So no, it's in the freezer. So yeah, I was young. I'm not the one that actually speed skated. So I started when I was around 6 going to practice. The floor was horrible. I didn't really know that. That's right when inlines started getting more popular. So I had these big old inlines that came up like half of my leg. They were like way up here. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what I was. I was just like I didn't know nothing about wheels or nothing. I just put them on because they were like different colors, pink and green and blue. And yeah, it was like yeah. So we go to session and have these things. I'll be skating around, not knowing what I was doing. So inline speed skating is an adrenaline rush. You've gotta check it out. And then if you're able to check it out live, so I would suggest YouTube. Check it out on YouTube. It's fun to watch. But then if you ever get to see it live, it's a whole different experience. Like I could watch some of our races on YouTube, but man, like being there, like even when I'm in the heat, like I'm waiting in the heat, watching the other heat, and I'm like, man, this looks so dangerous but awesome at the same time. Like we're about to do this in like 20 laps. You know what I mean? Like so yeah, it's like it's definitely something you want to check out. It's definitely something you want to check out. Never. We used to, but I grew up. So when I grew up, we had this little rink in in Longview, and I would go there over the summer, and there'd be like 40 people on the team, and we'd like duke it out, and it's only a 90-meter track. So we would yeah, we would slap that wall. We'd do flips off the wall. We'd roll into the wall, and it was just like gladiator season for us or something. So I guess it's like that's my, now it's just like there's no. I was like, it's second nature to just to be right there. I mean, it was cool to just see the wall like flying by your peripheral. Just, you come up on the wall, you see it fly by. You know that if you're in a certain, if your form and your technique's correct, it is just a certain way it looks and everything. It's crazy. But we didn't know. Oh man, I don't know if I can't say, man. I never had NASCAR, but it's a definitely adrenaline rush because all it takes is one little bump of the boot, just like ice, and you're out, and you're down, So, but it's cool. I love it to death. So we practice Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday mornings. We practice out of Arlington Stadium for anybody that's in Dallas Fort Worth area. Um, yeah, anyone's open to come. It it's gonna be $5 a practice. I believe $10 sometimes if you're not carded. So uh, but we could figure just with the organization like you saw, so you have insurance on you. But if not, we'll figure it out. Oh yeah, it's you. uh, All right, so USARS is USA Roller Sports. It's it's an organization. They have a couple of different organizations, USRRS, and so basically you just yep. So basically, you just it's basically saying you're part of the organization and that you're okay, you're covered and you're able to race and that you're part of the organization. And then sometimes, I mean, the coach is real lenient. He might just charge you $5, So he's real lenient and he's whatever he's got to do. We're all helpful. Everybody there is ready to help. My inbox is open all the time. Uh, anybody, you can reach out to me on Facebook. And so you can reach out to me on Facebook, Jeffrey Puckett. I'm on TikTok, Jeffrey Puckett 30. I'm on Instagram, Jeffrey Puckett 30. Um, my email is jeffreypuckett30@gmail.com. My number is 318-205-7888. Any way somebody wants to contact me, any questions about anything is fine. So if there's anything that anybody needs, just let me know. If you're in the area and you want to skate, we got you. There's places to skate outside, so there's always something that we can do. If you need any advice or just hey, it don't even have to be about skating. It could be about anything. It could be in general. So I would say put you first, don't quit, and you can do what you want to do, and require to inspire another person as you inspire yourself, inspire others. He said thank you. What do you tell him? And what else? Have what? Tell him. No, have what? He said have a blessed day. We'll be going to Lincoln, Nebraska, and for nationals in about 4 weeks. Four and a little bit of change. It's gonna be in Brown Piccolo. Skated it yet, but it was amazing. I love skating on asphalt. That's probably that's my favorite thing to skate on. But I would say I like indoor. I like indoor a lot. But if I was to skate outdoor, my favorite thing would be asphalt. But I've never skated on a coated track either, so I can't be too biased right now. Yeah, I would say indoor. But I do like outdoor though. I do like asphalt. But I want to try. I can't wait to skate on the track though. That's coated. I have never really got to skate on a coated track. No, my pleasure, brother. Good hear from you. Hi, just let me know, bro.